with the conviction of Derek Chauvin and the numerous incidents that we have seen this week regarding police incidents and shootings and how they interact with the general public, a massive conversation has come into how the police is handled with the public, what accountability should be had, and where the acceptable rules of engagement are within a society. Welcome to Mask Off, where today we're going to be talking about policing with some wonderful people. Hit the intro. Good evening, everyone. I'm Tiberius D, and today we're here with policing and Mask Off. I'm sorry I'm screwing this all up, but we've had a bit of a thing go one and ever, and it's just been an absolute fun time. So, without further ado, we have former Marine and former police officer Connor, aka Counterpoints. You can find him on YouTube. Say hello, sir.
Hi.
We have third-year law student, a good friend of mine, Pisco 95. You can find him on Twitch.
How's it going?
We have our producer, our friend, and general cop hater, Samantha Banana, here.
That's
Hello,
me.
Sam. Hello, Sam. And then, of course, you have yours truly, which is here for the podcast. And yeah, we're just gonna get into it. We do have our friend Nate Dallin was supposed to be here tonight, but he had to cancel last minute due to personal issues. We do hope that our friend is well, and hopefully we can get past this sooner, or hopefully we can get past this very soon. Pisco, thank you for the raid.
Yeah, my stream died and was effing, so I'm bringing them here.
I understand. All right, well that makes it easy. Anyway, without further ado, we're just gonna crash into this, guys. What is the role of policing, just writ large? What should police be responsible for? Let's start with the bare bones, and we'll work our way around this.
Is it open? Is it open?
It is open, yes.
All right. So I'm happy to defer to Counterpoints on his take, being a former law enforcement personnel himself.
Yeah, so I mean, to protect lives, protect property. That's pretty much it. That's in the charter: serve and protect. I think there's a variety of roles that law enforcement officers take on in order to do that. One of them would be patrol, basically acting not necessarily. We can talk about the efficacy of different units, but patrol, I think, has a value in deterrence. I think traffic enforcement has a value in deterrence and enforcement. I think the investigative arms have a value in breaking up complex criminal organizations and also instilling some level of rational fear in people who commit crimes. So, yeah, I mean, writ large, yeah, protect lives and property. That's pretty much it.
Okay, does anyone... Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, on that point, I think there's very little to disagree with in terms of the aims of police. From my understanding is, or maybe Samantha can offer a more fundamental disagreement with what Counterpoints provides. Between me and Counterpoints, our problems aren't the aims of police so much as the methods and how we can best tailor them to and calibrate them to work well in our societies. I think, both think that police need to exist, and we both think that they need to use force. And I think that we're both bought into the notion that a society without police or society without is utopian, and that there will always need to be efforts by the state to enforce moral opprobrium and criminal law with force.
Samantha, tell us why you hate police.
Well, it's not that I hate police; it's I hate modern policing. I don't feel that modern policing is what it should be. We've all heard the whole protect and defend, and you're supposed to be there as you're part of the community, trying to enforce laws, and punish criminals, but at the same time take care of that community that you are a part of. And I think that a lot of it has turned into either a money grab via fines that are a lot of these fines are stuff that you can just have a quick chat with people, give them a quick reminder, and let them. And then just a fast track into the prison industrial complex, which I was a part of, and I fucking think it's abhorrent. And I don't think many police officers realize where these people are going. I don't think they've seen, the inside of like a prison, maybe like the local county jail, but I think it's turned into something that it shouldn't be. So I hate the modern policing system and the modern, like the system that they use to police, not the people themselves.
Yeah. So is your primary contention with so I understand the reason why I want to go piecemeal is because there really are, we're talking about like 3 different departments, right? And actually they're kind of, 2 of them are represented here. We're talking about the legal side, basically prosecution, judges, juries, courts, which I know Pisco isn't a lawyer yet, but he's working on becoming one. And then we're also talking about law enforcement, which is basically the apprehension of criminals. It kind of, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but it kind of sounded like you were objecting to maybe the corrections side of this. But I would love to hear more, basically, before jumping into it.
I think this is far too broad of a starting point, Tiberius. I think we all have kind of global views of, the police in theory, but they're kind of, I feel detached from the issues and the granular stuff that's going on in the United States. So I would propose that we sort of focus our view on the United States of America and some particular areas as Counterpoints is trying to get to. One of which I think almost definitely is prisons, and what's going on there, the length of sentencing, which is ridiculous, and the number of incarcerated people that we have in this country. Good.
Yeah, I wanted to kind of like hit the bare bones, just the roundhouse real quick, just to make sure that we were all on the same page, just getting into it, because there was 3 major conversations that we could get into, and I don't think we have a lot of time for all of them. One is how police interact with the average civilian, whether we have screwed up rules of engagement. 2 is the criminal justice system itself, whether we have laws that simply should not be on the books, that kind of thing. And 3rd was what you actually brought up, which is our prisons themselves. If we want, we might want to save that one for Doghouse being here. But
yeah, why don't we basically take it piecemeal in like a chronological way, where we could start with basically law enforcement, because that's where the rubber meets the road, so to speak. Then we can move to the courts, because that's another place that is kind of procedural, problematic, and also has some like legal challenges, I guess, to put it tactfully. And then we can move into corrections, especially if we have somebody who's going to show up later who might have something to contribute.
So I guess that starts with criminality and why societies should and do punish certain acts. I think that we're going to see a lot of agreements between me and Counterpoints is that from every time I've talked to him, it seems he's very utilitarian, or he at least likes to think in those terms, as do I. And I think essentially there are 3 rationales for punishment and for punishment. 1, to deter crime, 1, to protect society from criminals, and the other is to rehabilitate criminals. Those are the 3 and only 3 rationales for punishment. I don't believe in retributive justice, but discussing those rationales for punishment doesn't get you to why things should even be crimes. And I think that's a more fundamental discussion that we ought to have. Because I think a lot of things are on the books today in states and in the country as a whole that shouldn't be crimes. And I know the first thing on top of my list are nonviolent drug users and possessors, who I don't think, even the worst drugs shouldn't be in jail or in prison.
Yeah, and just to speak to this from a law enforcement side, one of the things that is frustrating from the law enforcement side or whatever is basically the problems with enforceability. Oftentimes, we cast a really wide net, and we're catching people who are relatively harmless. I can think of a gentleman off the top of my head. Irvin Nesmith was in and out of jail over and over again. He was a vagrant who liked to smoke cocaine. But to my knowledge, he's never hurt anybody. He's never stolen anything. He's never done anything except for smoke cocaine. But he was on a rotation in and out of jail just because he liked cocaine. On the other hand, there are other people who would commit egregious crimes, basically like, shootings, stabbings, murders. These were largely drug dealers. And oftentimes, because it was so difficult to get them on a murder, a stabbing, or a robbery, we would basically enforce petty drug crimes or drug trafficking laws against them as a mean, kind of like the Al Capone thing, where you enforce, tax evasion rather than conspiracy or murder. That's kind of the way the drug war plays out, where oftentimes we're enforcing drug crimes against like lieutenants and captains because we can't catch them on the violent crimes that they commit for a whole host of other like sociocultural factors. So that's one of the challenges. I would say that Pisco and I probably agree on decriminalization for the possessor. One of the things that I think I probably bumped into more hardcore lefties on is I don't want to decriminalize trafficking. I think trafficking is actually quite problematic, and we would need to come up with like I'll leave it there.
Let's talk about that and get to the fundamental question of, the criminal sanction is an extremely serious thing that a society can do. In some sense, the most serious thing that we can do. We're taking people's liberty away from them and physically putting them in a place, and also giving them the scarlet letter, which screws them for years and years. And so, why does anything deserve that kind of punishment? And then we can get into trafficking, because I think that's an interesting road to go down.
Yeah. So here's my thing. So you mentioned a scarlet letter. I think in the scarlet letter, the letter was like A for like adulterer or something like that. In the real world, but in the real world, it's F for felon. That's what it is. Felony. I'm going to do a video on this eventually. Being a felon is a life sentence. It makes you almost unemployable in anything large unless you have really powerful friends who want to continue to employ you, or really generous members of the community who are willing to basically reach out to people who are trying to get their lives on track. Without those members of the community, that kind of nepotism, church groups, all that kind of stuff, your employment opportunities as a felon is basically washing dishes at Taco Bell or dealing cocaine. And the problem with that is I think our recidivism rate inside the United States is fucking awful. I think it's like 70% or something like that. Like people recidivize under 5 years. And this is really weird, especially for what's a allegedly like Christian founded country, which I would view one of the like major Christian ethics is like atonement, forgiveness, and redemption. It's really weird that we have no ability to atone, forgive, or redeem ourselves. So I do have like prescriptions for that, but again, like I don't want to monopolize the time. When it comes,
I would just take a note to say that I probably disagree with you on the fundamental notion of Christian redemption as a central theological tenet, or at least I would disagree with that as it's sort of practiced in society, and
sure.
I think much more that there's this notion towards original sin and punishment without any sort of true conviction or true blame. But leaving that aside, I think we should move on and talk about what is it. We've recognized this is a huge sort of problem, huge punishment that the societies can put down, and that it has long-lasting effects, and that it doesn't service any sort of rehabilitative goal, as you mentioned. And so what kinds of things, what kind of conduct are we going to use this serious remedy for?
Yeah, well, for me, it's not so much the serious remedy. So, for instance, like a lot of people I know who went to jail or prison deserve to be in jail and prison. They beat the shit out of people, pull guns on them, stab them, all that kind of stuff. Not great. So I don't care that they're in a jail cell. What I do care about is that they have an opportunity to escape the cycle that they're in, because we are talking about cycles. Basically, there's a whole host of kids that I knew, because I also worked in the schools for a year, who are incredibly intelligent, whip fucking smart, but born on the wrong side of the tracks. And because they were born on the wrong side of the tracks, they were told at 12 or 13 years old, hey, don't take school seriously and start burglarizing cars because we need money right now. The second they caught a felony, they were basically unemployable. Once they were unemployable, they said, well, fuck it. Normal society is not going to accept me anymore. So I'm going to go full 100% into, hate to say it, but thug life. And basically they escalated in the chain. And this is like this is a cultural and intergenerational family issue. There are like literally Little. I don't know if you guys. I'm sure you guys are familiar. Little Wayne. One of the people in my community was Little Dip. Little
Wayne was part of your community?
No. Little Dip was part of my community.
Okay.
So basically, Little just means son of, and so it's basically like John's son. That's literally how this term is used in the community. And what's really weird is seeing these like interfamilial, egotistical, like it's like a fucking dentist raising a child to be a fucking dentist, except for instead of being a dentist, he's raising him to be a fucking coke dealer. And that's what's one of those things that's like horrifying to see, is you're watching in real time as a young man's life is just careening off the fucking tracks. And so to not give those young men who have every, like, they're intelligent, they're emotive, they're communicative, they're smart, they're sociable, they're all of the things that you look for in a young man, but they're basically being groomed to be career criminals. And like, honestly, that was like one of the most heartbreaking things I ever bumped into, is people who had like endless potential, but were just born in the wrong family. And yeah, sorry, I'll leave it there.
But I mean, I think we all agree that this sanction is something that affects people to their core. These vicious cycles that occur. And so why use it? We use it when we have to. I think we can all agree on certain things that should absolutely be punished this way, or maybe we don't. Should murder be something that we use a criminal sanction on? Presumably, yes.
Yeah. So what are the ones that you don't think? Because for theft and burglary, I still think criminal sanction should be a thing.
Yeah. I think there's
most drug crimes.
I would agree.
Which ones?
But let's agree on the sort of the foundation. Like, what are we doing here? What's the? I think when we're using criminality for things like murder, theft, burglary, there's some core that we can't operate in a society if those things are tolerated, and that we need to disincentivize them, and we need to physically move people who are prone to commit them someplace else.
Well,
and change them if we can.
It's directly harming a person or a person's livelihood.
Yeah, and making our societies worse. No.
So Samantha, my question is, which drugs? Okay, that's my question, because basically, we're like, painting with a very broad brush. Oh, I care.
No. Well, like I'm just saying, right? So there's a difference between, like, okay, you're gonna have people doing weed, coke. You know, even we have years of data on this. Like the drug war has been going on for how many years, and everybody can, like, I can go find drugs anywhere I want right now. Well, and I'm taking marijuana off the table because that's up in the air thing. But like cocaine, I guarantee you I can go anywhere out, walk down the street, 5 minutes either direction out here in the Bay Area, and find cocaine within 5 minutes. Same thing with heroin, fucking ketamine, whatever I want. Especially Molly and acid out here. Welcome to the Bay Area. So I mean, there's no amount of, like, with how hard they've been going for years and years and years on the war on drugs. There hasn't been any, like, there hasn't been decrease. Yeah, cool. You caught like a cartel dude in a truck at the border, but then how much shit is already here? How much shit is being produced here and manufactured and you know, remanufactured and done bad? But I mean, like, how much stuff is there still already here? Like, how much effect has that drug war even actually had on the amount of either prevention of drug use, minimizing drug use, or stopping it?
Okay, so I'm going to give you. So this is where my utilitarian calculus leads me wherever the fucking answer is. I don't give a shit, right? So if, like, Portuguese decriminalization, which by the way is not as fucking friendly as everybody has made it out to be, but if like Portuguese style fucking decriminalization is the way to go, I don't really give a shit. So utilitarianism is going to guide the light. The only thing that I take issue with here is, I know you're a veteran. I'm a veteran too. So basically, when you're talking about a counterinsurgency, you never really win a counterinsurgency, right? You basically disrupt social networks, you disrupt institutions. The lieutenants, the captains are, fleeing for their lives. They don't hold power within the community. They're basically pushed to the margins and to the fringes. And what I would
real quick, I just want,
sure,
just to clarify, are you likening? You're about to make the comparison of the American drug war to a counterinsurgency?
Mm-hmm.
in
It
foreign
is.
countries? Okay.
There's a lot of parallels, like a lot. Uncomfortable parallels, by the way.
Even I understand where he's going with this, so like it does make sense from what I'm thinking where he's going.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is like, I would not measure the success of a drug war in whether or not people can still obtain cocaine. I would measure it in whether or not there's powerful because basically there are some countries that are fucking narco states. Literally, the institutions that run drugs are as powerful or more powerful than the government. So I would view that as not the case in the United States of America. I would view it, many of the narcotics institutions that are powerful are constantly in fear of our government. And that while your individual access to cocaine and methamphetamine and fucking ecstasy and all that kind of shit is, not great, I guess. What I would say too is you're aware of the risks. You're aware that our society has prohibited these drugs. You're aware that these things are potentially lethal to you. You are aware that they have long-term health consequences because you've been made aware by the society. We have made a moral judgment about whether or not these harder drugs are good or bad. And the larger consensus is they're fun, but they're bad.
Can we stop right there? I mean,
sure.
The obvious First of all, I think I take issue. Not with that you can't find some similarities between the phenomena of counterinsurgency and the drug war. I think that there's some similarities in that many recent counterinsurgencies have seemed to be as useless as the drug war in quelling them. So that's one similarity that I'd see. I would also take issue with the notion that we're assuming that we're right both in the counterinsurgency hypothetical and in the drug war hypothetical. Maybe you're not assuming that, but I think we're in danger of assuming that. And that's when I want to get finally to your point about, well, every society sees that this is harmful, therefore it should be sanctioned. Society, we know about cigarettes, and this is the obvious hypothetical that you must be ready for. Society knows about alcohol's dangers. Society knows about food-related dangers and obesity-related dangers. And yet there isn't this tendency and thought process to ban those activities, dangerous though they are, perhaps because there's a utilitarian calculus, that the criminal sanction is too blunt an instrument to get at those kinds of ills, and that other tools must be used as a substitute unless it really is necessary to segregate people and to mark them for the rest of their lives.
I'm going to give you a really capitalist black pill right now, and also just say that I'm being descriptive, not prescriptive. I'm not trying to say that these things are good. I'm just trying to say they're phenomenologically similar, basically. And what I would say is that you're right. Cigarettes are horrible for you. Alcohol is horrible for you. Drunk driving is horrible for you. Being obese, eating a shitload of really bad food is horrible for you. All that kind of stuff. Here's my capitalist black pill. Heroin, methamphetamine, ecstasy, and maybe cocaine to a certain degree or whatever. They might have short-term economic benefits, like productivity on some levels of methamphetamine can skyrocket. Productivity on cocaine, I know there's entire industries that run on cocaine. Construction and finance being one of them. The legal field maybe being another. Right. So I understand that, but basically we also understand that there's these like really long-term health consequences, and not just that some of these things have like immediate and terrible issues. So for instance, like I knew my ex was friends with a girl who had a cocaine addiction. She had an aortic rupture at 19 because she was literally doing so much cocaine. People I know, I have a friend who did a lot of ecstasy in high school and college, probably a bad amount of ecstasy. He literally has like mental faculty issues. If he drinks alcohol, he blacks out and he fucking reappears like 3 days later. So there
right now you're just listening to me the bad parts of various different substances, which I'm not prepared to or interested in getting into the weeds about whether or not how bad, and I'm sure there's stories for all these things that are bad.
I can bring up how good all these drugs are if you want.
Sure, what's the point? Right? I mean, we know that we can all concede there are good stories.
Economic productivity. Economic productivity is my point. You can be an alcoholic and still economically productive. You can be a tobacco addict, still be economically productive. You can be a food addict and still economically productive. I think when it comes to cocaine, heroin, or methamphetamine addiction, your likelihood to be continually
you can be the most depressed person in the world, and you can take some Molly, ride a Ferris wheel at a fair, and be the happiest motherfucker on earth. Okay.
Okay.
I want to hear
Are you going to be
Pisco
able
for
to
a
work
second.
the following day?
With respect, first of all, utilitarians don't just take into account economic productivity, and I don't think you're doing that right now, but I think you're in danger of confusing the audience into thinking that that's all you care about is economic productivity. Utility is much broader than that, and it respects use, non-use value, economic value, experiential happiness value. What Samantha just brought up, I don't think it's a joke at all. I think it's absolutely.
You also got to take a look at it. You're trying to go with the capitalist black pill here. What about the personal liberty fucking black pill, or sorry, red pill, amazing pill? Like I'm gonna take the leftist chant of my body, my choice.
Okay.
They're not harming anybody or hurting anybody else's livelihood. If they're married or whatever, like it's still their body, their death, whatever. If they want to be like, I'm going to take it the same way. It's like I'm for, let's say, assisted suicide. I'm for retroactive abortions. I'm for all. I had to throw that term in there.
Yeah, nobody else got it. I got it.
Anyway, I'm
36-month abortions. Yeah, I got it.
36-year-old. Anyway, but like personal liberty, like if that's what they want to do, as long as they're not forcing other people to do it or putting it in their bodies, who the fuck cares? If they want to play the fucking Darwin game and lose, that's on them.
Okay,
we would reject those.
Do it like cigarettes. Put a fucking warning label on your fucking box of heroin, right? Tax the fucking shit out of it, and whatever.
All right, I have some rebuttals. So number one,
let's just try not to go too much down like the ideology tree here, because I know Pisco or looked like he about had a stroke there, and I kind of would. I don't blame him if he did.
Go ahead, Connor.
Oh, okay. So I'll just rebut Pisco then. So for Pisco, basically what I would say is, yeah, you're right. Utilitarianism makes these judgment calls between various, like you said, use, non-use, human happiness versus economic productivity. But I think the reason why I called it a capitalist black pill is because I think we live in a hyper-capitalist, hyper-individualist society. So I think that if we're looking at our social prescriptions, our moral prescriptions, our legal prescriptions, they're all through the lens of economic productivity. So again, I'm being descriptive, not prescriptive.
No, but I think I think you're trying to distinguish alcohol and cigarettes from those other drugs, and I think that they're absolutely indistinguishable. And in fact, I would say on economic productivity, we lose much more due to cigarettes and alcohol than these other drugs, precisely because they're more widespread. Precisely, think about all the economic waste that goes into healthcare expenses because of cigarettes and alcohol. The amount of money that's spent on trainings, the amount of man, woman, and non-binary hours that are put into prevention and those kind of things, as well as I think the biggest one is the health-related costs. That is a huge depressor on economic productivity. People dying much young. I think it's cigarettes are like the leading cause of preventable death in this country. To say nothing about heart disease and the obesity. So if you're talking about economic productivity, I would say food, cigarettes, and alcohol are on the top of your list, and so they're totally indistinguishable if you're looking at it in that terms from heroin.
Sure, and well, no. No. and the reason why no is because basically, like, we're talking about so you're talking about how these things are indistinguishable. So why would we as a society, like, and by the way, I'm still in favor of like Portuguese decriminalization or whatever the fuck. So everybody keep that in the back of your mind. As long as it's utilitarian.
We're talking about policy right now. So we're talking. Sorry, we're not talking policy. We're talking about the distinguishing between two different substances.
Yeah, let's narrow it down. So what I would say basically right now, if you were to isolate this down to like a binary switch of, we have the same moral objections for alcohol and tobacco as all these other drugs. Do we flip the switch and say these are now recreational or decriminalized available? So I would say that the answer would be no, because they would be similar in harmful effect to alcohol and tobacco. What I would also say hold on, I'm almost done. So what I would also say is that, like, okay, number one, that's not a good sales pitch for them. Number two, the way that you consume these drugs is completely different. So tobacco, you can work while smoking cigarettes. You can literally pause for, every 50 minutes or whatever, take a, 3 to 5 minute smoke break, get back to fucking work and keep cracking. With alcoholism, most alcoholics balance their alcoholism with their productivity, and they view it as an essential part of their productivity. They work really fucking hard, 16 to 18 hours a day. They get off and they basically use alcohol as an anesthetic. They wake up, they do the same thing over fucking again. Cocaine, I know, like we said, cocaine and methamphetamine specifically can be productivity.
This line's not going to help you, and I'll let you.
I was going to say they were going to be productivity boosters, but also let's just say that there's some like intermediate effects that people who have amphetamine or cocaine addictions basically feel within a decade. And then same thing with heroin. It's like, dude, you're not going to be fucking doing mathematics on fucking heroin. And a lot of people have made opiates the cornerstone of their life to the complete detriment of society. So I don't know what we're talking about here.
This line is not helping you because
Why?
you examining the micro scale of an individual's potential to be productive while under the influence or while suffering with a particular kind of abuse is irrelevant. We're looking at the societal impacts of given substances. So if it could be the case that you're correct about, unless I'm not going to take your word for it, but assuming you're correct that most alcoholics can balance it with an economic schedule and whatever, if it cuts their life by 20 years because they have liver disease, if food cuts people's working lives by 30 years, even if you can be productive while you're obese, of course, the way to look at it is not examining the day-to-day life of someone and whether they can be productive in that moment. It's looking at it with a longer time horizon. What is the net effect of these substances on a whole? And so, of course, you wouldn't just look at the immediate effects of these substances as they're ingested or close to the time in which they're ingested on productivity in the moment.
What did you say the shortening of the time life was? 20 to 30 years?
No. I said suppose. But what I'm trying to suggest to you is
I'll just cut to my point. If somebody has a fucking heart attack at 55 at work, it doesn't fucking matter. You've basically sucked all the productive life force. It is so true. Most people retire in their 60s. If they die at 65, who gives a shit? You vampirize.
Wait, you just said 50 before you said 50 if they died at
62. So, okay. So if we're talking about cutting off 20 years, I'm pretty sure the average fucking lifespan at this point is between like 72 and 75. So
you said 55. So
I don't, Pisco, I don't give a fuck. We're talking about 5 to 7 years.
Okay, well, you said the hypothetical.
Okay, 55, Pisco, my point still stands. If you lose the last 30 years of that person's fucking productivity, it doesn't matter. You've already sucked out 30 to 40 years of economic productivity from them. And on top of that, that was the best part of their lives. As soon as people get into their 50s and 60s, they start to lag. They say, I've been working for 30 fucking years. Fuck this place. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. Yeah, you keep looking at me puzzled. I have no idea how this is self-evident.
I'm extremely puzzled. First of all, because
why? Do you know a bunch of 60-year-olds who are working their dicks off? Like, what are we talking about here?
First of all, the fact that you're even looking only at the individuals involved is silly too. So, and first of all, I would
This is a broader utilitarian calculus. If you look at the individual and extrapolate it to the society, what are we talking about?
Because you're ignoring healthcare-related expenses that are dead weight losses on all of our lives. I mean, people are going to pay for these expenses for old people or middle-aged people.
Pisco, I'm going to headshot this right now.
Yeah.
Do you know what they figured out about fucking cigarette smokers? They're a net benefit for the fucking healthcare because they die so goddamn fast. When you have stage 4 fucking cancer, guess what? It's inoperable. You just fucking die.
Who found that
shit?
So it's your contention that for the overall the health of the United States, cigarettes are on net better for people's health.
No, it's a financial, dude. Again, this is a descriptive analysis of capitalism. Capitalism and capitalist.
I don't think it's as descriptive as you seem to imply it is. Are you suggesting that our country doesn't suffer a huge amount of inefficiency and waste because of cigarettes?
Sure, it does. I'm saying that the inefficiencies and waste as a result would also be worse if we made heroin recreational.
Okay, but
I don't know why that's not obvious.
You seem to be holding on to this delusion that there's a substantive difference in the effect overall between. Okay, there isn't. So before you were suggesting there might be.
No. Okay, so allow me to clarify. I think that when it comes to fucking harder drugs, it does interact with the economy differently. I think the way heroin addicts, coke addicts, methamphetamine addicts interact with the fucking economy is different. I think rather than falling out at 55, they fall out in their 30s. I think when they're in the grips of these addictions, they become completely economically
But less
ineffective.
people take them, right? I mean, alcohol is more ubiquitous.
Why do less people take them, Pisco? Is it because it's illegal, enforced, and pushed to the fringes of society?
You would think if your goal is to be as productive as possible and to stop the thing that's affecting the most people and causing the most harm, you wouldn't go for something that's less used and something that's more used, right?
Yeah. Do you know they tried that in the 1920s? What happened as a result?
That's
Real
I would
quick.
extend that intuition then to the why haven't we made it? I would precisely say that the same intuition applies for the other drugs.
No, it doesn't. Because
Why not?
basically,
Real
because there
quick.
was a popular. Hold on, sorry, Sam. 1 second. Because there was a popular revolt specifically for alcohol because it was so culturally ubiquitous that all of the fucking normie fucking Americans who were like, yeah, we should pass the temperaments movement. It's okay. We'll listen to our bitch wives and we'll still sneak off to the honky tonk in order to get fucking alcohol. It's okay. And then those people got raided repeatedly for trying to drink alcohol. And eventually they were like, fuck this shit. Life isn't only about economic productivity. If I'm going to work my dick off 40 to 60 hours a week, I'm going to go get fucking blackout drunk with the fucking boys on the weekends. You bitches can't tell me what to do. And that's what fucking happened. This is literally history.
So you're
All
making a reference.
I need an
to-
interjection here for a second, and I apologize for this. Connor, I have this problem, and half of chat has this problem. We brought up drugs. I'm fine with that. But somewhere along the line, I'm not getting your point. I don't think half of chat is. I don't know. I'm not going to speak for the panel either.
Which is where I was going to interject. Let's bring this back. Like, so cool, we get it. If you don't want to make drugs like legal, okay, I get that. If you don't want to decriminalize, I get that. But how about we take a different approach or like decriminalize, but instead of say like outright legalizing it, taxing it, and trying to make profits off of it, and having to deal with this like cost benefit analysis from a utilitarian standpoint, why don't we try to find a different system where it's not police handling this? The police can hand it off to people to get them help rather than just incarcerate them.
Sure.
Like,
I'm not
I think
satisfied
that
with
I think.
I mean, I don't know why we should abandon this conversation about where I think Connor has no leg to stand on. His continued insistence that these things should be in any way sanctioned by the state.
Alcohol and tobacco should or shouldn't be sanctioned by the state. What's your point?
The drugs.
That drugs shouldn't be sanctioned by the state?
That drug use, possession, transportation, sale, all that stuff. I mean,
Okay.
that's all legal in these other fields. And,
So
you've acknowledged that there was troubles in prohibition before, and I would suggest to you there are troubles
Hold the
right
fuck
now.
up. All right, no. I have to hold you to the fucking logical consistency.
Yeah.
You literally just spent 20. Okay, hey Tiberius, fuck your chat real quick, okay? I'm gonna hold you to logical consistency. You just argued with me for the past fucking half hour that these things are blights on society. That alcoholism fucks with.
Well, I would say
What?
Sorry.
What the fuck was your point?
I would say yes. I would say yes that they're harmful to productivity, but nonetheless, the choice to sanction them and to use the criminal state and police force to sanction them is worse than the economic consequence, precisely because one,
Whoa.
you're not effective in stop, as Samantha Banana talked about earlier today or earlier in this discussion. They're inelastic goods. People are going to take them even though they're illegal, right? Samantha, you said you could walk out and you could find cocaine wherever you wanted, correct?
Yes, I currently
go.
possess maybe some questionable substances
Don't admit
in
to
my
that.
house.
All right. So Samantha just told you,
I'm fucking losing it.
and I can tell you that drug rates have, they are still high in this country of illegal substances. You would agree with that, wouldn't you, Connor?
Depends on the fucking drug, bud. Is everybody and their fucking mom doing coke and meth? Or are they
Would you still say that there is significant illicit drug use in this country?
Sure.
Okay. And so what has this drug war accomplished in terms of stopping people from having the negative consequence that you think that these laws should be enacted to prevent?
Okay. I don't know. We would have to see what the alternative is. But here's where I'm going to object to Samantha Banana's fucking live and let live bullshit. And here's where I'm going to object to your fucking argument that, like, we have all... I love you, Samantha. Don't worry about it. So live and let live bullshit. And then here's the other thing that I'm going to fucking argue with you, too. we pay, like you said, because I'm being descriptive, I'm not making fucking moral judgments specifically about these things, but I'll make moral judgments about these individual fucking statements right here. For the legalization of alcohol, we deal with a shitload of fucking accidents. We deal with a shitload of drunk drivers. We deal with fetal alcohol syndrome. For tobacco, we also deal with birth defects. We also deal with fucking lung cancer, all that kind of shit. So my earlier assessment that from a capitalist standpoint, let's back up.
Stop there. We didn't stop there because I would say
Okay.
we deal with it whether or not it's illegal or legal. People are going to have those.
Do you
You're
think
not
the
going to be able
rates
to stop people?
Okay. So here's where maybe I'm getting too triggered, and I'll just get fucking olive branch. Okay. If you could prove to me that through a different model, less people would consume these narcotics and have the negative secondary and tertiary consequences that we associate with these narcotics, I would be interested in that system. I am not single-handedly defending law enforcement as the solution to these problems. All I'm trying to say is that these problems exist and they're tied with these drugs. So if you told me, hey, Connor, if we go to a Portuguese, not even a Portuguese model, let's go with fucking Samantha Banana's fucking ANCAP shit. If you literally told me, if we live and let everybody who wants to do heroin has easy access to clean, unfiltered fucking heroin, we will actually reduce the amount of overdoses and deaths. And not just that, our economic productivity will be better and we'll have healthier American families. If you could prove that to me in some kind of like, I don't fucking know, some kind of utilitarian calculus, some kind of like models that you came up with that seem to function, Portuguese or Burma or some shit did that and their fucking economies took off and their families are healthy and everybody's doing well, then I'm receptive to that argument. But what's frustrating for me, because it doesn't seem like we're being consistent here, is like, you can appeal to me along the utilitarian calculus. You cannot appeal to me and tell me that these individual things are good, like aren't bad. So the alcohol, I'm saying descriptively, when it was banned, there was a broad cultural revolt to legalize this substance. The same way that we're seeing a broad cultural revolt to legalize marijuana. I am not seeing the same cultural revolt for amphetamines. I'm not seeing the same cultural revolt for cocaine. I'm not seeing the same, cultural revolt for heroin. And the reason why I don't think I see these broad cultural revolts for these drugs is because we recognize that they're bad. They fuck up people's lives. That we know people in our friends, in our families, and our extended families, and all that kind of shit who have been consumed by this drug and killed by it. As a matter of fact, why is this silly? We've been talking about an opium epidemic for the past decade. What the fuck are you talking
here's
about?
the thing. Here's the thing. What's going to be more harmful? Like, okay, so that person's going to do drugs. Okay, so what's going to be more harmful?
No,
getting them help through getting them help through a social program, or fucking putting them in the prison system where they're going to either end up fucking getting a longer sentence for having to do something in there, or fucking just accept the fate of like, this is my life now. I'm a felon. Might as well just go down the fucking drug path.
You
Completely.
tell me, find me a different utilitarian function that produces better results, and I'm receptive to it.
Get them help, get them rehabilitated in a non-incarcerated prison environment, and then like get them like, this is where social programs come into benefit, right? If you can get them rehabilitated, obviously they're going to go quick cold turkey. They're going to have to like learn something, but don't take the possibility of getting a decent job when they get out, voting and all this shit, because like you're just taking more away.
He's not you're loading that, Samantha. He doesn't believe in a lot of that, and he just told you that he'd be open to policy recommendations that would improve society. And so everything you're loading him with a bunch of baggage that he doesn't have. But he just said something really silly that needs to be addressed, which is
Go for it.
He said, as you know, these broad cultural movements that exist for alcohol and weed, and that's why you're seeing it, and that is evidence and proof final that therefore it's rational in the utilitarian sense to maintain the prohibition or at least limits on the other drugs. That's an excuse not to think. That's turning your brain off. You think that it's dispositive, that there needs to be a cultural movement, a broad cultural movement, in order for us to determine prior to whatever broad cultural movement that the continued prohibition of those substances is illegal. Does that sound right to you?
Okay, so
it was. I'll give you an example. It was unethical to have a prohibition on marijuana before there was a broad push for its legalization. And so, whether or not a broad movement exists, you shouldn't turn your brain off and stop doing your calculations and
Wait,
your prescriptions.
there's a broad cultural movement right now calling for abolishing the police. Are we just going to go, oh, hey, hold on, there's a broad cultural movement saying that this is bad, we should fucking make it bad?
Okay, the reason why this is not tracking is because I'm pretty sure the support for legalizing marijuana is not the same as abolishing the police. So I'm pretty sure it's not even a plurality of people who support abolishing the police. And Pisco, here's the other thing: just because I make a statement about like an assessment of like reality or whatever, or that doesn't mean that's my only fucking reason for something. Okay, so anecdote fucking Andy over here. I think I've worked with enough fucking junkies to fucking know.
Come on. Okay, go.
No, hell no. Because basically, okay, let's be even more fucking anecdote. Me, I'm a fucking tobacco addict. Tobacco was my first love. I fucking smoked cigarettes for fucking 10 years. I'm pretty sure there's a whole bunch of like social and psychological science that basically says quitting tobacco is almost as difficult as quitting heroin. I must have fucking 3 or 4 fucking times. Not even 4 times. I probably quit like 24 fucking times. And even then, right now, just seeing Samantha smoke makes me want to fucking smoke again. I really do. As a matter of fact, when I'm 80, if I survive to be 80, I might be smoking cigarettes again just because I'm on my fucking way out. So if you're talking to me about these fucking social forces, whether or not they're positive or negative, it's not just the broad cultural consensus that deems whether or not these fucking substances are good or bad. It's also fucking scientific study. It's also doctors' fucking notes. It's also the way that these impact people's lives. So for instance, coke addicts, they're not fucking great. They're kind of shitbag fucking people who steal from their fucking family and go on a cycle of petty
Everything
crime.
you're saying is irrelevant because you're just going to talk about the badness of drugs. Because I already agree with you that
these... the badness of drugs not relevant to whether or not they should be... Can you figure that out for me? What the fuck?
Well, one is I brought up the badness of substances we haven't banned to show you the costs of the drug war and how we've determined for these other things a drug war is not worth it because one, it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change the rates of drugs. So you talking about the badness of drugs?
DUI? Hold on, Pisco. This is so illogical.
Really?
Yeah, I'm getting really tired of you acting like it's fucking obvious. Do you think a prohibition against DUIs prevents fucking DUIs? Or do you think we should legalize DUI because people are going to do it anyway?
Well, no. I mean, there's other reasons why.
It's the same logic.
No.
Stop. Yes, it is.
Let's hold on a second. Let's calm down for a second here, guys. All right. So I'm a little lost.
Let's not ban DUIs.
I'm a little lost between the both of you, actually, because there's certain times where I'm like, all right, you're starting to sell me, and then all of a sudden I'm just like, all right, where the fuck are we going? And you both have done this to me, so I'm going to take shots at both of you. So the general point here is like, look, we're talking about how good or bad how good or bad drugs are. I get that, right? Now, the thing I want to throw at Connor is like, for criminalizing drugs, I keep seeing an Ouroboros, is that once you keep hitting people, you keep throwing them in a system that literally just makes them eat themselves. And I think the left is largely throwing that at you, that I would like you to try to counter out with that. For Pisco is that I want you to kind of try to have to deal with is that people see what this does to people's livelihoods, and the idea of just saying it is not criminal is something that doesn't translate well, and there has to be like a selling point beyond that. So if you guys can tag those, can we go from there?
You know what else? You know what else really harms people's livelihoods? Like gambling addictions.
Yeah.
You know, like but like these aren't things that we're going to regulate or make like. Well, we regulate them, but we're not going to make them illegal, or we're not going to incarcerate somebody who gambles away their fucking rent money on a consistent basis because they're a fucking dipshit.
This is so okay. This is so mind-numbingly.
Guys, okay, stupid. It's ma'am.
Okay, guys is a gender neutral fucking term. All right, Samantha.
Okay.
All right, you're an asshole. All right, still love you though. All right, so here's literally like this is why I'm not tracking your. This is basically where I'm like, hey guys, gender neutral term. This thing is bad, and then you're saying, hey Connor, did you know that other things are bad and we allow them in our society?
Why did I bring that up? Why would you bring that up? Think I'm irrational?
I have no fucking idea.
Do you think I'm irrational and that I'm doing this as a whataboutism to? Why do you think I'm bringing that up? Try to get in my head.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
There's a reason. I'm logical.
Right, let me ask you another question. why do you think that we create laws at all?
I at the very start of this conversation, I told you that there were 3 rationales of punishment.
Okay.
One is on the criminality side. I think that we
Yeah.
enact laws.
Let's write those down. Let's.
Okay, so we, in my opinion, and that's not the only reason that people write laws, right? I think and I argue that laws should be tailored to
Write down.
maximize our societal well-being. That is a reason why we should ban things as with crimes. If banning something as a crime doesn't increase our overall well-being, if it's the same, then I'm indifferent between having a crime and not. If it helps us, then it should be a crime. If it doesn't help us, it shouldn't be a crime. All right. So that's my basis of criminality. Under that, right, there are 3 methods why we can get at that, between the protection rationale, right? So for your drunk drivers example, these DUI people, they actually need to be taken out of society and physically extricated because they will do it again and hit other people. That's a reason why we punish with protection. Another is rehabilitation. It's I believe easier to rehabilitate drunk driving from the underlying substance abuse. And 3 is deterrence. I think it's easier to deter drunk driving than it is to deter drunkenness. And so that's why I think your example is inapposite. And I would want a response to that. Is there anything I said that was wrong?
No,
You don't agree?
there isn't anything that's wrong. Do you think that drug laws act as a deterrent to people to not do drugs?
No.
What? I'll be right back. That's like fucking retarded. All right.
Damn.
I'm gonna go get some water. How do laws where you end up in a fucking cage not intimidate some people out of doing hard drugs, Pisco? You said that out loud, and I have no idea how you're saying that confidently. I'll be right back. Holy shit.
We broke Connor? Fuck.
I will say there are instances of specific deterrence, but when someone asks me if it deters people, I'm given an answer sort of in the main. Does it deter? It's very inelastic, the deterrence, right? Because these are inelastic preferences that people will go through the nose to get. And there's also some reason to speculate that maybe making something illegal makes it more, what's the term when something is bad and so you do it? It might actually incentivize, chat will tell me the term. It might incentivize certain behavior and certain consumption and possession because there's this moral prohibition and it makes it more tantalizing for certain individuals. So on the whole, I think the proof is in the pudding. I don't think we've seen, unless there's some evidence, there's tremendous rates of decrease in drug use. I don't know if there's a huge deterrent effect on the criminality. And another proof is that tons and tons and tons of people are charged with this crime every day and for weeks and for months and have continued to be charged for that, and they're not stopping. And the weed sales are strong. And the drug sales are strong.
I want to clarify. I am totally supportive of, like, say dealing in large amounts, right? Because a lot of the dealers are in a way or another tied to either organized crime in some fashion or cartels or anything. I mean, that's you got to look up the food chain for that. But I mean, like, the random person walking down the street with a fucking dime bag. A fucking 8-ball in their ass of coke, right? Like, what's the big? Like, I'm not trying to be funny about it. I mean, like, this is how we do shit.
I'm sorry.
That's what it is. Like, I don't see the point in just throwing them in fucking prison because they wanted to get high. And with when we're saying like the whole, well, there's no benefits to these things. It's like Connor, I'm kind of disappointed in a veteran who should know, like, the VA for years now has been testing mushrooms as well as Molly, or MDMA, mushrooms and Molly in PTSD patients.
Okay. Do you think it's different? Do you think it's different to do? Okay. By the way, I don't give psilocybin to be fucking legal. But do you think there's a fucking difference between doing ecstasy in a therapeutic fucking session under the fucking consultation of a psychotherapist and a fucking doctor?
It's not a therapeutic
versus
fucking
just
session.
doing it at the
they hand me a fucking thing of powder and say, take this much. Like, I could go home and just fucking rail the whole fucking thing they give me. I don't. because I'm trying to, stick with the program and be, give positive like test results and I want to get this approved, so I'm going with it. But I mean, like, yeah, no, they just hand me like a fucking definite felony amount and are like, yeah, just take this much, okay? There's nobody monitoring me. There's nobody administering it.
Samantha,
to me.
all the shit that I've seen, I have no idea. You said you live in the Bay?
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. But
Can we stay on the issues?
I guess you literally just told me that laws don't deter people from committing crimes.
Some laws don't deter people.
So, okay, so what's your evidence for that, Pisco?
I jaywalk all the time.
Well,
You're
one
an
is
asshole, Samantha.
one is
Pisco, what is your evidence that drug laws do not deter people from doing? I would like an answer to that question.
I will provide it. I want to say that there are instances of specific deterrence, right? So you can have an instance where I am physically accosting you and I'm outside of your door and I'm holding you. That is an instance of specific deterrence. Or if I'm in jail, I'm deterred because my jail sentence might be longer and there's also no way to get it. All right. So I acknowledge that you can provide me situations and hypotheticals where there is, of course, specific deterrence of individuals. When I speak of general trends, I am thinking about the collective. And so one is there's evidence, as you mentioned, that many of these substances are incredibly addictive prone, and so they're inelastic demand for them. But whether or not they're legal or illegal, people will search them, and the proof of that is in the pudding. I mean, how have we stopped think about how many people are arrested every day for possession of these controlled substances?
Dude,
think about how many people.
You need to get to it, or else I'm going to interrupt. Let's go.
So the drug importation hasn't stopped. The sales haven't stopped, despite them being illegal. Overdoses happen despite it being illegal. In vast quantities, people are arrested, and people who are here who know that they can be deported for possession of these drugs continue to possess them. And so why should I believe that people are deterred from this? It seems like the drug trade is alive and well. And as you noted, there's a huge drug problem, opiate epidemic right now. So why should I think that there's been any successful deterrence?
Okay. So basically what I just heard is you don't have any fucking evidence. And what I also just heard, hold on, motherfucker, I got you. What I fucking also just heard is that addicts do hard drugs. All right, thank you. Water is fucking wet, Pisco. I fucking get it. But do you think the fact that in high school, we tell kids, young adults, hey, heroin's bad for you. Ecstasy is bad for you. These drugs are bad for you. They're illegal. And if you do them, buy them, sell them, or whatever, our society is going to stick a firm fucking boot up your ass. Do you think that has any effect? Because you were talking about specific deterrence. Yeah. Do you think that has any effect on the general deterrence? And if you say no right now, I'm a fucking loser.
Okay. You're making the affirmative claim that it does. The neutral hypothesis is no. Why should we believe that? Why should we believe it has an effect?
Because, here's the fucking thing, Pisco. What this entire conversation about is probably moving to a new model. Okay? That's what we're talking about here. We're talking about conservatives, such as myself, being skeptical.
Did you respond to that? Why should I believe that it has a deterrent effect? I don't know. I don't care about the context of the conversation and the broader what we're talking about and conservatives, this, that. I'm worried about your counter what I just said.
Because it logically follows. Do you think that prohibitions against DUI deter some level of DUIs? Hold on. Fuck this, because this is so logically inconsistent. I want to jam a fucking knife in my goddamn eyeball. Yeah. Okay. So by your logic, people drink alcohol all the time. Yep. Did you know that, Pisco? Did you know that they get DUIs all the time? Yeah. Why should I believe that DUI laws deter anybody from driving and getting a DUI?
I don't think you should take it at face value. I offered.
Fuck up.
I offered.
What is this?
I offered.
What is this? Okay, I'm gonna hit you with the. Okay, hold on.
Can I explain? You're not letting me explain.
I'm not gonna let you explain because this is how fucking stupid this shit is. Twitch gods. I am not actually gonna hurt anybody, but I'm gonna use a hypothetical. Okay, Pisco, please don't touch the stove. You reach for the stove. I hit you with a stick. You're saying that me hitting you with a stick is more, it's like judgmentally neutral because we don't know whether or not it's going to affect your behavior.
Weird,
That's
right?
basically what
That's
you're
what
saying
drugs do. I mean, you just said that you're watching people like you know the risk of tobacco. You've been hit with sticks before, and yet you're still at all times thinking about cigarettes. And so I don't know what to tell you other than to say yes. And
Hey, remember-
And you're saying, hold the fuck up. This is so goddamn stupid.
Why?
You're saying take away the fucking sticks. Do you know how many sticks I got hit with in order to quit fucking cigarettes? I was told that I wasn't gonna hold up. I was told that I wasn't gonna grow up to see my fucking. I was told that my fucking breath would smell like shit. I was told that I would fucking lose fucking love prospects. I was told that I was going to spend a lot of money. I was told all sorts of fucking shit. And you know what? At the end of the day, if somebody had come and actually hit me with a fucking stick and said, if you do this again, I am physically going to fuck you up, that might have made me fucking quit faster. But nobody fucking said that. They let me continue to indulge in my habit.
So if you think if you went to jail, I would have made you quit faster?
Maybe. Fucking maybe. I don't know.
because you can get it in jail.
Studies. Oh my
You can
god.
get that shit in prison. Like, come
All
on.
right, but besides the point, I think your DUI point is really bad too, because I offered other rationales, which is one.
Yeah, please tell me how DUI laws don't deter.
Well,
I would love to hear that explanation.
Well, one is I gave you the reason why we need to physically extricate DUI people from society, because
Why do you think we need to physically extricate fucking cocaine addicts?
I don't think we need to physically extricate cocaine addicts.
That's weird. That is weird. Fucking you. So you just want jitterbugs running across high out of their fucking minds?
Did I say? Wait, is it logically the same to think that I don't want to lock cocaine addicts up to say that I want them all running around? You know that that's not true, right?
Okay,
It's not
so
the same thing.
are cocaine addicts just going to do cocaine? And
Are cocaine addicts just going to do cocaine?
Are heroin addicts just going to do heroin inside the privacy of their own homes?
What's the evidence that they've stopped doing cocaine?
Holy shit!
Because of
Okay.
wait, aren't you making the positive claim?
Well, most people have a fucking drug of choice.
Aren't you making the
Mo-
claim, Counterpoints? Don't you have to provide
Most
evidence?
people,
No,
Most
I don't,
people
because
have-
we already
most
fought the
people
drug war
have-
for fucking 50 goddamn years.
most
Sorry,
people have a
huh?
drug of
Fucking
choice
joke.
and stick to that drug because they like the feeling of that specific drug. Not every drug user can confirm. I'll anecdote Andy. I know many people on drugs currently or past or whatever, right? They pick one and they kind of stick with that. There's very few times where they're going to run around and mix. And if you're really going to get down to the nitty gritty of it, like, yes, like I will say, rather than extricate them from society, like if we can have that whole rehabilitative model that is not incarceration, with the exception of DUI people that kill other people or hurt other people, because then now they have involved hurting and harming another person. The rehabilitative measures would make all this mute because we could just be like, cool, you fucking did something stupid with alcohol. You're going to go to rehab. And it's a fucking, not a prison, but a involuntary stay in rehab or in a rehabilitation program involuntarily, but it's not incarceration with a felony slapped on them for the rest of their life.
Okay. If you guys want to move to prescriptions, I'm good. Because basically, like, we're just going to keep going around this fucking loop-de-loop fucking circle, which has, like Pisco, I get you're having a fucking good time, but I have no idea how you can say these things with a fucking straight face. Like, I literally don't.
Really?
Yes, Pisco. When you fucking create a law that has physical, financial, and emotional and mental consequences, people, probably as a general rule, will do that behavior less, especially if they see other people getting punished for that behavior. That is the sum total of my fucking assertion. And you're literally saying, but a fractional percentage of the population continues to do this behavior, and because they're addicts, they will continue to do this behavior. That does not prove that laws themselves, along with their punishments, are not deterrents for the broader society. And yet you keep fucking insisting that I need to come up with a fucking like functional goddamn like statistical analysis of how punishment works. Why the fuck do we have any punishments under your law world? Why do any laws exist at all?
I think that some criminal laws deter for sure.
Well,
I think the deterrent effect.
No, Pisco, people murder people. Did you know that? And they keep murdering people despite there being laws against murder. Did you know that?
I know that.
Listen, Pisco, I need evidence that
That's
murder
it,
laws
Connor.
increase the rates of murders. I need evidence. And if you don't have evidence, I'm going to assume that you're. I'm assuming that you're not sure.
But were these murders done from a utilitarian perspective where the world is a better place without these people?
That's a good point, Samantha. So Pisco, please tell us why you want to keep shitbags in our society that could have been murdered. Please.
So first of all, I have no positive reason to believe. I would have to use my intuition to think that I think that
murder laws
deter murder. But I can differentiate different crimes based on what is the elasticity of the crime, or how what motivates people to do the underlying crime. And when you're talking about drugs, what's motivating people to do the underlying crime is not this sort of rational brain sense, balancing everything, thinking about punishment, all that stuff. It's a physical dependency that works differently than a lot of other crimes. I'll have you know, for a lot of those other crimes, the deterrent effect of crimes is very, the evidence for that is very scattered, and in fact it's questioned how deterrent the effect is. Think about felony murder, right? So felony murder is a doctrine where you can be guilty of murder just by killing someone. If you commit a felony and someone dies as a result, you're guilty of murder. There's not a great deal of evidence to suggest that has had a depressive effect on felony rates in and of itself. And so the evidence on deterrence is sketchy at best for a lot of crimes, and especially sketchy for crimes where there's a physical dependence like drugs. And so I would, I think it's up to you to show that there has been a deterrent effect on drug use. And even if it were shown that there's some marginal deterrent effect, it still wouldn't be worth. It still wouldn't be worth.
Why are you assuming it's marginal? What if it's phenomenal?
Even if there is a phenomenal decrease in drug usage,
why are you making an assumption in the inverse piece?
There would be
why don't you have evidence for why in an alternative fucking model it would be better?
I'm not proposing the model.
You're gonna make
Connor,
a great lawyer, by the way. You're such a pain in my fucking ass.
I'm not proposing the rates, but you know what would else be a great diminishing of drug usage rates? Just shooting everyone who's addicted to drugs. Do you think we should do that?
Sure.
Should we?
You got it. Yeah. You fucking.
I don't want to die. This is not cool. I don't like that.
So no.
At all.
So
Samantha, it's fucking memes. Pisco's being a fucking smart ass.
I'm not being a memer. Even if you.
Yes, you are, Pisco. You're a fucking. Meme,
everything
dude.
I say,
you're
I
gonna
believe.
Be a great. I doubt that.
So
you're gonna be a great.
You think I'm acting in bad faith?
No. I'm gonna.
I do.
Okay, I'm going to intermediate here because I have a lot of respect for you both, but I did not expect this level of miscommunication. And it's not, I think you guys do somewhat understand each other's points, but it's just completely going off the rails. And why, I have no fucking idea, because you both are way too smart for this shit. So...
Because it's fun.
Connor, I mean, shooting every drug addict would lower the drug rate, but you're not in favor of that.
Right? True. He nailed my.
Well, unless the dealers it's going to lower the drug usage rate until the dealers start going back onto school campuses and dealing again. Then it's going to go right back up. It's just a vicious cycle.
Well, suppose you had a that would kill every drug person.
Stop killing the end user and just aim for the dealers. Okay. This is what I'm saying.
Oh
okay.
My God. All right.
Just fucking El Chapo and his crew needs to go.
Question. I don't think he's scared of it.
What question?
Why aren't you in favor of shooting every drug dealer? Or sorry, drug user?
Because
someone who's addicted.
Because like you said, there's life is not just a capitalist analysis of financial productivity. There's a whole bunch of other moral assessments that we do for what's good and what's bad inside life and society. Despite drug addicts being a net drain on society, they are people. They are loved by people. They are parts of people's families. And if somebody, so for every, here's another Christian ethic. You can argue whether or not it's Christian. There's a fucking story in the Bible that basically says, one of the sheep fucking ran away, 99 other sheep were all staying in the fucking pasture. The good shepherd basically will go after the one sheep in order to bring him back to the flock. So, with that ethic in mind, if somebody is capable of being rehabilitated or saved from their own demons, and they're capable of rejoining a happy and healthy society, then we should enable that person to do so. So I don't think that the good shepherd walks into the crag where the sheep is stuck and says, "You're a fucking idiot," and then shoots the sheep in the head. I think he basically frees the sheep and brings him back to the flock if possible.
Okay, but aren't you doing that precise thing with you're the one who underlined how the recidivism rates are extremely high. You're the one who underlined how this affects you forever. People just go back to their old ways. And so aren't you effectively, there's more steps involved, but you're castigating them and punishing them in a way that's, in many ways, I think very similar to just throwing them into the tunnel and just shooting them in the head. And you're not. I think that you're the one who has to prove that there's any benefit to it. And the evidence, I think, so far on deterrence is sketchy. And even if it were deterred, I don't think that this is justified, even if it deterred a significant amount.
Sure.
What's wrong with that?
So rather than you and me running in general have deterrence, why don't we talk about better fucking models?
Better models. Okay,
if they exist.
Okay, so I would immediately legalize and decriminalize and legalize for recreational use most of all controlled substances right now that are currently.
So
heroin, and I would also let out everyone who's in jail for possession, trafficking charges immediately out, except for those ones involved in like criminal conspiracies to murder, where drug is like an element there.
Okay, so let's parse this down because this is alarming and terrifying to me. So let's try to nail down some of these prescriptions. Okay.
Okay.
So for very specifically like decriminalization and basically the same thing. I know people use them interchangeably, but they're not. Decriminalization is basically saying that for the end user, they will not be taken to jail. Instead, they'll either be given a civil citation or, like Samantha suggested.
Yeah, I said legalize recreational use.
Okay, legalize. So heroin.
Yes.
Recreational use, legal.
Yes.
Cocaine, methamphetamine, all that kind of stuff. Okay. All right.
There might be like some secret pathogen substance that I don't want to have, right?
Okay.
Because I can't speak to every potential probable drug.
Yeah, sure. Like
I withhold
crocodile.
judgment.
Yeah, crocodile or some shit
but
like that.
The big ones that are controlled substances, yes.
Okay, so do you have, because you were basically hammering over the fucking head for whether or not I had any evidence for my current.
Yeah.
Do you have any evidence that basically legalization, not decriminalization, legalization would lead to less usage rates or less overall usage rate?
I don't care if they do.
Okay, that's again alarming. So why don't you care whether or not people use these substances? Oh, okay. Then let's say that there was a net negative effect from a utilitarian point, and this wasn't just like an anarcho-capitalist.
Then I would legalize. I mean, you're just appealing to my base philosophy. If it's a net
utilitarian,
if you're taking as given that this would be negative, then of course I wouldn't do it.
Okay,
but that's just assuming away the problem.
Okay, so this is my concern, and I think it's the concern of. Okay, if drugs are and recreational. I mean, I guess no bans. There's no bans on production, are there?
You can regulate it. You can regulate it. So just like it were any other substance. So you can have. So one of the big problems with heroin usage, as you know, is tainting with other substances such as fentanyl and those kinds of. And so a lot of the drug-related deaths are because you don't have. You could have survived if you had your daily usage, but because you have something that's tainted, that's what kills you. And so I actually expect, I don't have evidence because this is a universe that exists, but I would expect to see, I think, overdoses go down if we have clean needles, if we have, no deaths related to dealers, right? You're undercutting the cartels. And so all those, I think, collateral factors will decrease many of the collateral effects of the drug use, which are so harmful.
Okay.
And also, who's buying these things. And it's that they can come to you without fear of criminal reprisal and seek help and treatment.
Why would you seek help?
Well, maybe you don't now because you're scared you're going to go to jail.
Okay, but why would you seek help? This is morally acceptable.
Just as morally acceptable. I mean, I don't know what you mean by morally acceptable. Morally acceptable to me is what benefits the most people to the most.
Society is permitting it. So why would you ever get clean?
There's no moral analysis other than what's good for the most people. So there's no separate question here about the underlying morality.
Okay, that's a little weird, but we'll keep moving.
What do you mean it's weird? That's you. Aren't you utilitarian? You think there's a separate morality, separate than utilitarian?
Yeah,
you also consider. What does that even mean?
I basically
moralities.
Yeah, there's two moralities of analysis. Basically I'll explain. So basically there's like the utilitarian. The reason why I take a utilitarian analysis to fucking this thing is because I want less people to do hard drugs. I want less people to have fucked up families. I want less people to end up in jail and prison. I want more people to live happy, healthy, productive lives. Right. That's my broad analysis that I think falls in line with some level of utilitarian analysis. Right. Okay. But on an individual level, I still think you can make individualistic prescriptions. So, for instance, if out of this broader society, there were people who chose to do heroin, and as a result, they literally gave birth to heroin addicted children, I would view that as a microscopic moral wrong, something that needs to be analyzed and combated on an individual level. So just because overall you've reduced, ODs, homicides, drug trafficking, all that kind of shit, because you opened up the fucking floodgates, that doesn't mean that there aren't going to be these like hyper negative secondary and tertiary consequences that you also have to combat.
I don't know what negative means. When you say negative, I don't know what that means other than to appeal to utilitarianism. So what do you do when whatever your individual moral calculus conflicts and it precludes the maximum utility? I mean, who wins? If there's some inherent individualistic assessment that I can make about just the grossness of heroin babies, what if that conflicts with your utilitarian contradiction? You can't have both. Which wins?
So basically, you would have to combat it at it would be a metric.
A metric? Sorry, you cut out.
A metric, a way of analyzing to see whether or not your macroscopic could be improved. So, for instance, if we reduced fucking heroin babies or coke babies by fucking 60%, right, just through legalization. Mm-hmm. And by the way, notice how I'm not being a dickhole about whether or not you have evidence for your legalizing fucking improving society. So
what evidence would you accept? I mean, these are all.
I don't know. Do you have any? Because you were demanding of me.
Well, you were making a positive
evidence.
You're making a positive claim for which we could presumably gather evidence, which is have rates of drug use gone down related to the
so do you even care?
And even then,
do you care about that, or is this just an opinion?
You're
making a positive assertion.
You were making the positive assertion that you believe that drug rates have gone down as a specific deterrent effect of criminal laws.
No,
I didn't make that claim.
Okay, so let's just move on because I feel like we get to unproductive ground again.
Okay.
So basically, the micro analysis would be something to feed back into the macro analysis. So, for instance, let's just say in your hypothetical world, we legalize fucking everything, and we overall reduce crack and heroin babies by fucking 70%, right? Mm-hmm. Crack and heroin babies are still bad. I am making a moral judgment, and whenever you say fucking moral, literally all you're talking about. I understand that a lot of people like to get about philosophy and all that kind of shit. Moral is literally just the study of good and bad. I don't know why we fucking get a stick up our ass about this fucking term. Okay. So I think heroin babies who are born into this fucking world, coke addicted babies who are born into this world, who are already dealing with the struggles of early survival, on top of that have withdrawal symptoms in reference to hard narcotics. I think that's a bad thing. And on top of that, why? Because holy shit, Pisco, you're going to be the best fucking lawyer I know. It's incredibly fucking frustrating. I don't know, Pisco. Can you think about a reason why a baby being addicted to a hard narcotic is a bad thing?
I can. Can you?
So, okay, I can too. So why the fuck did you even ask the question?
So you tell me. Why is it bad?
I already answered you because
I said
that. Okay, so let me answer you now. Because being born is physiologically taxing. When you have hard narcotics in your fucking system and you're just trying to form your lungs, create your fucking body, and you're battling a hard drug addiction, that can fuck up your fucking development.
Okay, you're talking about the fact of it, but I'm asking why is that bad? Everything you said, why is that bad?
Because people should be living happy, healthy Go.
Why? What if I, in order to live happily and healthily, I have to kill everyone else in society because I'm a psychopath?
I mean, you can do that, but then I'm definitely gonna fucking kill you.
Wait, but you're not. You're avoiding the moral question. I'm asking, you can't appeal to them. Just we should live moral, healthy lives and say that's morality because someone's moral, happy life will enact incredible destruction on everyone else, and you have a problem with it.
Yeah, see, Pisco, this is why I definitely I identify as right wing. This is 100%.
Okay, you're not answering the question, and you're just
okay. No, I'm gonna answer my own fucking question. Okay, when I am in an argument with a future fucking lawyer about whether or not hard drug addicted children are a good thing or a bad thing,
I think they're a bad thing. But you don't seem to have a very satisfying answer. You're trying to make a distinction here between the individualist calculus and the broader one. I'm telling you they're collapsible in the same thing. And everything you're talking about, how it leads to bad consequences, you're really thinking on societal level, and you don't want to admit it.
Do you think, let's ask this in Pisco. Do you think you have a perfect fucking analysis of the utilitarian calculus?
No, but
I constantly challenge it with micro analyses.
But
dude, seriously, this is why you're fucking pissing me off. I seriously, I get I get that you enjoy pissing me off, and I also enjoy yelling at you. So this is like a symbiotic fucking relationship.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, think about what you're fucking doing here, okay? We're literally here for a 3-hour fucking conversation in the wake of fucking three teenagers getting fucking shot in the past week, talking about police reform and how we can improve society. And instead, we've segued into this fucking personal beef where you and I can fucking go for hours about logical inconsistencies about fucking moral philosophy. So instead of talking about prescriptions that might actually make society better, we're now talking about whether or not I personally can come up for a fucking reason about why crack babies are a bad thing for society.
No, there's a reason to all this, and I can tie it back to.
But yes, please answer your own fucking question, because by you asking questions repeatedly, you're pissing me off.
Okay, so the reason how this ties into everything is because I think all of our decisions need to be done on a look at our societal. I don't think there's any room for anything besides that, and that's why I wouldn't appeal to some sort of intuitive, this just doesn't feel right kind of argument. And so when I say that I would be in favor of legalizing these drugs recreationally, I'm not going to bring up examples of like, but what if one extra baby is this fetal alcohol syndrome or fetal drug related symptom? Isn't that horrible to make me look bad? And so I think we get stuck in the weeds when we do that stuff. And really, we should only be talking about the consequences society wide. And you're meandering into these kind of stories that sound good is, I think, doing a disservice to the conversation.
Okay, then let me tell you why I don't give a shit. Okay, because this is basically like this is a fundamental seem to take an end to any fucking credit whatsoever. Okay. So basically, number one, people aren't fucking rational. Number two, there's fucking variables that you can't calculate. So if you came up with this perfect, like, let's say that we just download Pisco's brain and we have the perfect fucking utilitarian calculus for why society should legalize all drugs, and people should be, while pregnant, should be able to smoke as much fucking cocaine as they fucking want, and if they kill their fucking babies, it doesn't matter. What I'm telling you, this is a personal thing that I'm fucking telling you. That if I was a law enforcement officer or a military member who was in charge of protecting a fucking society that said that it was acceptable for mothers to smoke fucking cocaine until they literally dissolved their fucking fetuses inside their wombs, I would stop defending that society because I would view it as morally repugnant.
Okay,
so
hold on one second.
Hold on. No, I'm not fucking done, Samantha. So basically,
you betray your oath to follow the law.
Yes,
betray your oath.
I would if I had to defend a society in which it was acceptable for fucking parents to murder their own children out of their own fucking whims, I would betray that society in a fucking heartbeat. And on top of that, many conservatives I fucking know would also betray that fucking society. So your perfect fucking utilitarian calculus ends up fucking you in the ass because the only people who are risking their goddamn lives in order to save that fucking society no longer view it as morally
acceptable. This is all irrelevant posturing as well.
No, it's fucking not. It's completely
about how
not.
one segment of the population might respond
because
in an
your
irrational
prescription
way.
No, Pisco, because your prescription
you would do doesn't really matter to underline stuff.
No, your prescription has nothing to do with reality, by the way. Fucking talking about like individual moralistic fucking philosophy on whether or not fucking
you're the one bringing it up.
No, you're the one who's bringing it up, Pisco. You're the one who's starting the fucking questions. So no, I don't fucking accept the society. I don't accept the fact that you have a perfect utilitarian calculus.
I didn't say it.
I am actually frustrated that you basically argue that in order to make a proof positive fucking statement that fucking law enforcement currently has a deterrent effect, that I need to come with fucking statistics and analysis. And yet you say willy-nilly that we should legalize. Hold on, Pisco, yeah. Hold on. So, but you can say that we should legalize all drugs. You don't give a shit about the fucking usage rates. You don't give a shit whether or not fucking babies die or don't. And on top of that, this is just like what you do. Do you have any evidence whatsoever that the completely legalized society that you are talking about is any better than the society in which we live?
Yeah, because while the effect on drug usage rates, I think, is in the air, there are known costs that we're going to get rid of in a second. One is all the costs of incarcerating all these people, all the costs of enforcing these drug laws, all of the harm done to families who've done nothing wrong but ingest a substance like marijuana, or who are addicted and need treatment, are not don't have to feel the pain of incarceration and separation from the rest of society, and instead get to be embraced by our society. Those are known benefits that are realized immediately.
Okay. So what if
drug cartels?
Okay. So what if you're
realized immediately?
Okay. So what if your utilitarian calculus?
What's that? You cut out. Sorry.
Okay, so what if your utilitarian calculus and what if
you keep cutting it at the critical moment? I'm not the only one. Ask Tiberius.
It's happening.
Can you hear me now?
You're cutting a little bit, but yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, now it's good.
What if your utilitarian calculus ends up in a net negative? What if there are more destroyed families? What if there are more people addicted to drugs? What if there are more economically unproductive people? What if you try to regulate drugs, but because we basically turned what is a street pharmacy into Pfizer, there are still people who can't afford Pfizer's drug prices. So instead, they turn back to the street pharmacy. So all you've effectively done is opened up the floodgates for more people to be addicted to drugs and for society to be more fucked up than it currently is.
So I always account for uncertainty into my policy proposals, and you can make that same criticism about any policy proposal. What if you're just wrong about what's going to happen? Of course, I think that what I'm proposing has a high likelihood of being beneficial. That's why I proposed it. If you're asking me, well, what's my evidence for there's going to be a high likelihood of success? You can ask me that. Or do you want to ask me that?
Yeah, sure. What's your evidence for a high likelihood of success?
One is, by definition, all the benefits I talked about seem to be implied and will 100% happen. My policy is letting out these people 100% and to legalize 100%. So by definition, those things are going to be decreased from our budget. And so there's no real likelihood of that I'm being incorrect about that, so long as my policy prescription is followed. Can I assume that? I mean, do I have to take into consideration what if people don't follow what I say they have to follow?
Okay, so let's continue with.
Okay.
What kind of communities are these people returning? What kind of fucking job opportunities are they returning to? What kind of economic opportunities are they returning to?
Better than when they're walling away in jail. I don't know what that proves way too much. You think they're better off in prison?
Okay. You mentioned
economically.
No, you were mentioning incarceration separation.
Incarceration what?
You were mentioning incarceration as a potential fucking intention of fucking law enforcement or whatever. So no, maybe individually these people won't benefit from fucking being incarcerated, but maybe the broader society will. That's why they were incarcerated in the fucking first place.
Do you think we have an appropriate rate of? I'm not going to connect that to the previous thing. Do you think we have an appropriate level of incarceration in this country?
I have no idea.
I mean, we have the by far the biggest.
Sure.
Okay.
And also for a country that has more guns than people, we have a homicide rate. We have a homicide rate of 5 per 100,000, which is actually pretty impressive considering how many fucking guns we have.
Do you think that non-violent drug offenders should be in prison for the rest of their lives?
This is an interesting question because it's complicated. Oftentimes, as I mentioned before, drug organizations and drug cartels are not incarcerated for the homicides that they perpetuate. They're incarcerated for the fucking basically trafficking drugs. So if you remove that tool for law enforcement to basically lock up violent and dangerous people, and we go back to just trying to prove homicides, robberies, murders, and stabbings based off of the evidence for those crimes, I have no idea how you prove 50%.
This argument proves too much. I mean, you can make the same argument. Why even have crimes at all? Why not just let the government round up and put in prison whoever they want without having to prove anything? That would certainly make it easier to get the bad people, right?
Well, that's because I think that drugs are bad. Okay.
Okay, but that's what we're discussing now is whether or not it's. Sorry, we're not discussing whether or not drugs for an individual is bad. We're asking whether or not the policy of keeping them illegal by use of criminal sanction and imprisonment is a good idea.
Yeah, and the reason why I didn't let fucking Samantha in question of the entire fucking conversation, which is the reason why I didn't let Samantha in is because I basically thought that she actually had the solution to our current predicament. You and I love getting into fucking pissing con. Samantha was asking, what's the fucking prescriptive thing that would actually make society better?
Well, this is a prescriptive thing. I just gave you a prescription. Legalize all drugs. Put all the offenders out of...
No.
That's a prescription.
Don't legalize. Okay, here's where I'm gonna fucking jump in. Don't legalize. Decriminalize.
Why not legalize?
Because I'm gonna tell you why. Because I don't want fucking I don't want Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson having cocaine farms.
Why not?
Because let the little dudes have the cocaine farms.
You think we have the little dudes right now? I mean, it's all cartel and gang run.
Yeah, and guess what? If you decriminalize it, and the end user isn't going to go to prison for it, the market's going to go down, for them, because we're not going to be getting it from seedy places all the time. We can have it.
You prefer seedy places from from places that are regulated and are organizations.
I can tell
that
you
pay
right now,
taxes?
I do not want Johnson and Johnson and fucking Pfizer.
Why
and
not? Because
fucking,
you just don't like drug companies. That seems like an
no,
excuse not to
I don't
think.
even. I'm on half of their shit every day.
All right, so why didn't you want them to have
the VA
their?
pumps me full? Because I think it's unfair that the people that were incarcerated for, say, production, distribution of this stuff, who know how to do it, the ins and outs of this industry have been figured out by like the worst of people in our society as today. But like they're the best people to handle it. They've already suffered for it. Let the top of the game people let them do what they were fucking incarcerated for. They've already got the fucking.
All right,
on
to
it.
get the government to give them some stipends to people who are genuine
Sure.
sellers and not part of the drug, and then that solves your problems. And then it seems
Here-
like your problem
here's
is
the downside.
monopolies.
No.
Your problems are the drug
Here's the
companies,
downside.
not
No.
the
Here's
legalization.
the downside. Here's
All
the
right.
downside. Right. The thing is reducing a black market. Right. We want to reduce the profitability for organized crime cartels and everything to be able to run this stuff in.
I thought the only
So
goal is
high
one of them,
market-
surely.
Yeah, but it's a really big goal because I mean, anytime we
Yeah.
can minimize money going to cartels or organized crime, that's a net positive, right? So, like, if we legalize it, like, so
I just want to say, sorry. In the chat, I didn't stipulate the stipends for small cocaine businesses. I'm trying to address Samantha's concern of Johnson and Johnson having monopolistic power over these things, and suggesting to her that the problem isn't the legalization, but the market power of these people that she doesn't like. And so that's why I provided that as a solution to her problem there. But sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I'm sorry about this, man.
No, understood. Fuck. Okay, so like, but to minimize profits for organized crime cartels, good thing, right? So we're running into problems right now with California learning how like taxing things, right? For taxing when they went to recreational marijuana use, right? So when you tax something so high, you're now creating a new black market because like right now it's still cheaper for me to go buy weed from my friend than it is to go down to my corner to the store of weed and buy weed. Like,
Tax it at the appropriate rate. I mean, why isn't that the case? People still buy cigarettes, and there's a black market also for loose cigarettes as well. But there's still a tremendous amount of tax revenue that comes in through cigarettes because there's other benefits for buying over the counter. One is convenience. One is you can buy it
afford Pall Mall. Okay, quit smoking.
But okay. All right, but your concerns seem, whatever, right? There's a lot of benefit from legalization. There's tax revenue. The fact that why should we be given civil fines for all this stuff?
I'm not even going to go to tax revenue because we looked at places like Colorado, California, who's saying tax revenue can't go to positive things such as like say school.
To get rid of that. To get rid of whatever those limiting laws are. I mean,
I would love that. No, I think that's a great idea. But until we get them to agree to that, there's no fucking benefit of having taxes.
Well, there certainly is a benefit. I mean, having some money
it's going. Where's it go? Where the tax money?
Money.
Yeah,
but having money to earmark is better than no money.
fucking irrelevant.
Interjection.
I am not done yet, Connor. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Okay. So if there's two things that we know about drug addicts and governments, is governments when know to stop taxing things, and drug addicts are good with their money. And Pisco, this is what I'm fucking talking about with like secondary and tertiary fucking consequences that are just gonna fucking disappear because you like honestly, dude, like you're a whip smart fucking guy. You piss me off. You're whip fucking smart though. But this is seriously what pisses me off is like I think about how you argue and what you argue for, and rather than it being a utilitarian fucking calculus for the benefit of humanity, I literally just think about fucking lawyers living in fucking like super gated communities away from the fucking shitholes that they've created. Basically like profiting off of the fucking human misery of entirety of mankind.
As opposed to now where it's not the case that cartels and seedy people that you hate and you want to be in prison forever, they're not profiting from all that and living their life in whatever
it's kind of funny because
do you know what we do to those people?
Community, and 3 of them are drug dealers.
Okay, and do you know what we do to those fucking people? Lock their fucking asses up. That's what we fucking do to them. So like, this is weird. Like because narcos are rich, I don't prefer our current society. It doesn't matter. Let's not tangent.
There's monopolies and all sorts of stuff.
All right, no, you're going to distract me. You're going to distract me. I have a point, and then I'll give it back to Samantha. Okay. My fucking point is that there's secondary and tertiary consequences that you're not considering. Some of them are really fucking gross. So for instance, the secondary and tertiary consequence that Samantha just brought up was the fact that the governments are probably going to tax the fuck out of it because they know they can, because they have inelastic demand. That means that only rich, hold on, then only rich people are going to be able to afford to be recreational drug addicts. which means that poor people return to the fucking black market, and we're back to fucking square one. Yield.
Are you what? Do you think that I disagree with taxes on like everything else? I mean, that's true of every product in the whole world. There's taxes on stuff. You think I think there shouldn't be? Well, first of all, maybe you're right. I kind of disagree with a sales tax. I prefer to have higher income tax, but so long as we're having sales tax, I mean, that's true of every product. So you must have a broader disagreement with sales tax. We're pricing out people with PS5s too, because that effect is felt heavily by the poor.
No, I don't, because PS5s don't result in fucking like an addiction that actually affects society. Not
What about food?
way.
Whoa. Hold on. This random tangent.
Samantha,
There's
please,
right
for the
now
love
that
of
is-
God, do not talk about gaming addiction. I'm a
Fuck.
But, you're saying addiction is the problem? Your problem was that poor people wouldn't have access to
No, he's right.
these
He's right about
drugs.
that, though. Like they would have access, but the access would be through the black market. Therefore, creating more criminals in the sense that like whereas the
set the
user would be
appropriate tax.
criminalized.
So don't set a sin tax and tax it at the rate of other goods. And if
Okay,
you have a problem with
you're
that, then
but you're still like California's seeing the problem now. Like we're still having problems with cartel input on black market because there is such a high tax rate. Yeah, we don't have a reason to
lower
have a
it.
tax
I don't
rate.
know what to tell you.
That would
Lower
be
it.
great. That would be great. And I agree with that. Once tax rates are at a reasonable level where it's competitive with the black market, so that we wouldn't have to, give market back to organized crime organizations.
Well, any effort to legalize from the state would be taking some ground away from the cartel. So I don't know why we're like mincing right now about like the power of the cartels. Surely the power of the cartels would be at its maximum if we took out all of American industry from producing these goods, right? Whether or not there's
but we're looking at
optimal tax rate,
the end
whatever.
thing is what we're looking at with like, so when we're talking about like decriminalizing and legalizing drugs, right? We're looking at reducing harm via means of like reducing the amounts of incarcerated for like petty amounts of what we consider hard drugs.
That's not
right?
all I'm
So we're
thinking
looking
about.
No, not all. Like there's multiple facets in reducing harm that all center around this thing. So like the whole rehabilitation rather than incarceration, that would reduce harm in the people that are being incarcerated, reduce harm in their lives, right? We'd be reducing harm by decriminalization by taking away from the cartel's ability to make money and do what they do on the other side of the border. That's reducing harm elsewhere. We're also reducing harm and like, it would take a lot of that, oh, it's illegal, I've got to do it, aspect off of it because like, cool, wow, you did fucking hair. I did that last Thursday. Shut the fuck up. Nobody cares. Like it would reduce harm and multiple, like there's a lot of things that go into this. It's such a big fucking complicated topic because there's so many aspects from different sides on different people and different areas that it's going to affect to all get to a common end goal of harm reduction and minimizing the amount of people that are on drugs or addicted to drugs and minimizing people that are profiting off of drugs and using that money to do very fucking horrible things to like, where my family lives back in Mexico. And as well as, that would help in the long run scale down the prison system to where we'd have fewer prisons, which would be more land for people, which would also like make it so that people can go on with their lives in an easier manner after
Cool.
doing
That's
like
why I'm in favor of
stupid amount of drugs.
legalization. I mean, that's why I'm in favor of legalization for all the reasons you just gave and more.
I'm smart too.
Yeah. So the more is I want it to be sold in places where we can track what's being sold, what does the product look like? Is it can we tax it and get revenue for the state that way? Can we use that revenue to invest in programs to lower overall drug rates? So I think that's wonderful.
Is that information public, Pisco?
What information?
Who consumes hard narcotics?
No, of course I wouldn't want to make that public.
Okay. So why would we even?
Why would we even what?
Why would we even bother keeping records about who?
We keep records about sales and quantities.
No, keep records about sales.
And
so like in dispensaries,
here,
every product that's on a shelf goes through a very strict process. It's literally gone over by like an expert in the field or like somebody that has to sign off on, okay, this product has been deemed clean and good. You're allowed to sell it. And then on top of that, they track every fucking like tiny crumb that goes into a dispensary and out of a dispensary. Everything is tracked from the second it leaves whatever farm till the point it leaves into a sales bag with a receipt.
How does that not increase administrative costs? basically get us back to the black market is cheaper.
Whatever
People who
administrative
don't have
costs,
money.
so first of all, there are people who are willing to buy these drugs from places and stores because these stores provide a lot of services beyond just the product. One is they have different brands and brand name and brand affinity. You can go at whatever hour of the night. You know it's going to be the same product. There's consistency.
They close. It's mandatory that they close by 9 p.m. in this.
Okay, whatever it is, right? But it's open all hours,
they have
right?
people that you can go get a drink. You can go, like, say you don't want to smoke it, right? You can go get edibles there. You're not limited to, like, hey, this is my friend Gary. He's got these 2 types of weed.
That's it.
Like, you have like a plethora. It's like walking to a Walmart. Like, you could have every fucking type of weed imaginable that was grown last season in multiple different forms, facets, oils, flour, fucking processed wax, hash, like whatever.
And economies of scale will develop. You think about the manufacturing. It's already happening in a lot of states, I think, where I'm sorry to tell you, I know a lot of you guys, you just hate corporations, but corporations get really good at making cheap products. That's why places like Walmart are very successful, is they can actually reduce cost overall just because they can get super duper efficient, better than like individual growers and maybe even better than cartels.
Efficiency doesn't mean quality, though.
It may not. Well, I don't know. I mean, first of all, now we're talking about quality of product. One is
when it comes to weed, I'm not buying no fucking bottom shelf bullshit. I'll tell you that.
All right, so they'll have different brands. There'll be a market for premium quality weed over more affordable budget weed like that. Those will develop, and I think have developed. And so those are all things that can happen. I think benefits of having a legal market. What's wrong with this, Connor? What's wrong with it? Why are you signing me?
Because I think this is like completely detached from reality.
Why?
Because like there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way that decriminalization. I understand. You could basically sell like a fucking decriminalized fucking Portuguese fucking model of the United States of America. You could say, hey, basically civil citations followed by like mandatory rehab is a better use of our money. Here's the recidivism rates. You could also sell something like we should basically reduce recidivism by making like if you don't commit crimes for like fucking 2 years, your felony should be stricken to your fucking record. These are all like incremental fucking changes that could actually be instituted inside the United States of America. The reason why I'm sighing is because like whether you like it or not, you're reliant on conservatives for security forces. You just fucking are. Law enforcement, military, whatever. Like fucking liberals and progressives barely fucking serve. And if they serve, they go into the upper echelons. They go to fucking school. They become officers. They join the Air Force because they're fucking pussies. Like all that.
You love this argument, huh? I've heard you say it a bunch of times.
Well, I've only said it twice, so I have no idea why you said I said it a bunch of. And also, by the way,
another forums.
I'm doing okay. Well, I'm also doing like way less argumentative weird shit than you are. So basically, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. So here's my fucking point. I'm not interested. I'm literally not interested in defending a society where heroin is available from Walmart and fucking the rich people of society say, hey, if there's heroin addicted fucking, babies or whatever, then that's just like, on a utilitarian calculus, it doesn't matter. I'm not interested in a fucking society in which we just say, oh, just, release all these people from prison, very clearly, like, they didn't deserve to fucking be there at all. And they'll just become net positives on fucking society when they get out. It's so...
But you are in favor of a society, and you will defend a society that treats them as chattel slaves and ruins lives and separates families and wastes expenses and targets people who have done nothing wrong to the rest of that's a society you can defend, correct?
Okay. So, number one, I would say that that's a pretty hyperbolic assessment of our fucking justice system.
Of our prison system with respect to drugs? You think that's a hyperbole?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I do. Okay.
I think we have different perspectives on prisons.
Okay. I think I've actually arrested people before. So.
You think...
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Basically, prison is a good place where people go to flourish?
No, but if your argument was like, we need ability justice, we need to give community, we need to fucking change the notion of felony. I would actually fucking agree with you, but that's not your fucking argument. Your argument is legalize drugs.
You're on your high
secondary and tertiary costs.
I wouldn't defend
You're
a
right.
society
You're right, Pisco.
organized
You're
heroin,
right.
but you will defend a society that like totally destroys families and is totally inefficient. And for what? And you think that you're better than me and you're more moral than me because I will allow this thing that's going to happen anyway to be taxed and regulated so it's safe? And that makes you better and more moral, right?
Well, I mean, in my moral system.
Okay.
Yeah.
I disagree. I'll leave it to the audience discretion to think which society is more moral. One that needlessly and callously and also without effect tries to chase every drug dealer and put people in prison for years and years, millions of people to waste away their economic productive lives when they're young, or my society, which would be more likely to defend. And I'm not going to be like sort of blackmailed or scared into thinking that, I have to champion your society because otherwise the conservatives will throw a hissy fit and stop respecting rule of law.
Okay, Pisco, I want to point something out to your audience and out to the audience. I don't think I've ever basically used hyperbole in order to describe your society. I literally think I described my actual concerns about secondary and tertiary effects.
I did too.
Hold on. Oh, okay. So do you feel like everything that you've said in the 2 to 3 minutes is an accurate representation of what I want out of culture, what I want out of society?
You're willing to defend this society, correct? Yes or no?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. That is my representation of what this society is. It's my honest interpretation of what I feel a society is. And you're willing to defend it. And you're not willing to defend my society in which I remove all that stuff because, quote, you're defending the legally approved and morally sanctioned stale heroin, which would have happened anyway. and so that's why I'm making that comparison. I think it's totally fine for me to do so because you're willing to defend this society, but not the one that I propose, where all I do is take away some harmful policies.
This is the point where I'm going to intermediate because I definitely see. I don't want to say using the word strawmanning, but I see that you guys are levying criticisms. But it's like I think they're actually.
How was it a straw man?
No. I'm trying to put this. I think you both are giving up the criticisms of each other that are valid, but it's like the worst. Can you guys steelman each other's arguments?
Yes, I can. It's hard, but I'll give it a go. I think that Counterpoints is trying to vindicate a reputational, and he sees law and criminality as a way of society endorsing conduct, and the act of making something legal is showing some kind of moral support for that activity, and that therefore, regardless of the effects in terms of the market or drug use, there's just something wrong with society deeming this activity acceptable, which he deems to be on an individual level ultimately destructive. And that harm, similar to like an abortion. I'm not saying he's an abortion against people who have abortion, but you can talk to abortion people who'll say things like, even if the abortion rate declined by having abortion legal, I just think abortion needs to be illegal because that represents society's condemnation of that activity. And I place a value to that. And so I see a similar patterns of arguments here where he's seeing criminal justice as a way of vindicating some moral opprobrium of society. That is nonsense in my belief. And anyone who buys that kind of argument that criminal law should be used in this fashion, I think is totally outside of rationality.
Okay, so Connor, do you think that a point has or that take has any merit? And then the opposite is that can you do the inverse? Can you steelman his argument?
Yeah, I'd rather steelman his because and then I'll tell him what I think he got right and what I think he got. So what I would say is that we already see the terrible effects of our current criminal justice system. I think they're legion. Basically, people being incarcerated for nonviolent crimes, people having their income fucked up, recidivism, felony convictions, no attempts to redeem yourself, or basically the ability to get a normal life after you fuck up in a way that society deems unnecessary. There's toxic things. So, for instance, the black market allows drugs to be monopolized by criminal elements that are incredibly toxic and incredibly violent. So while we might have this moral framework that we do, basically enshrine maybe conservative moral expectations to society, what we're actually doing is we're creating a utilitarian nightmare. Basically, people who don't deserve to be in jail are in jail or in prison. People who shouldn't have power or money have a lot of power and money. And basically, we've created a war in which no war needs to exist. So I would say that is his approximate statement. And then just to say this, because basically this is the way that I view this entire. And I think I haven't been talking for the past half hour because I'm similar with Samantha Banana. It is basically like, we will forward our perspective, and then you'll nitpick it for why it's fucking wrong, try to find fucking logical fallacies, and then fucking tear that. Hold on, buddy.
Stop.
Hold on, buddy. And then you'll try to find fucking logical fallacies and tear those fucking logical fallacies apart. To me, it's not even a macroscopic conversation. It's a microscopic conversation. When I fucking invert, when I invert the fucking argument, I'm not even interested in doing it to you, but when you make an invert, like, you provide a prescription, which is basically like, here's all the societal harms that will disappear with my prescription, and here's the net utilitarian good that I think will basically result from my world idea. Not only do I not challenge you on it, I basically say, do you have any fucking evidence? And you're like, no, it's just my prescription. So
that's not a steel man. I've provided you. So we spend billions of dollars on this drug war, and we have collectively spent it for years. We spend billions of dollars collectively on incarcerating people. That's not me not providing evidence. That's evidence of costs that will be immediately alleviated if we were to legalize.
Okay, and I think Samantha and I both up costs that maybe you have considered and maybe you haven't. And I didn't really hear like strong refutations. I just heard that what
things did I not address? What did I not address?
Okay, I would say if people were consuming narcotics at a higher rate, if their economic lives were impacted, if the people released from jail were having negative fucking consequences in communities, if there weren't job and economic opportunities for these people, we have to
stop one by one. Otherwise, I'm not going to have a chance to address them one on one. First of all, I have addressed a lot of these.
Okay, so which one do you want to start with?
If there were the drug rate.
Okay, so let's say that
we don't know. You don't know it's going to increase or decrease.
That has nothing to do with my point.
Well,
I'm asking you, like, if your world created more addicts and those people had shittier lives, would you inverse your fucking prescription?
No, not unless it was a critical mass where it really did make like all productivity go down and everyone's lives are worse off. I mean, you can increase the number of crackheads to a point that, yes, if I can causally relate this policy, that's just my utilitarian sort of mindset. So it's a useless thing to ponder.
Okay,
of course,
so
at some level, yes. But
okay,
in the main, if it's like another million or so, no.
Okay, so I think we're at the root. I think we're at the root of our disagreement, and I'll try to articulate it. And you can tell me I'm dumb in like 2 minutes. Okay. So basically, this is my problem. I see the current social and moral paradigm, even if it's utilitarianly faulty or something like that. I do see it as like moral prescription. On top of that, I view incarceration and I view basically like social and moral punishment as completely different social ills than drug consumption. Okay. I view drug consumption as voluntary. I view drug consumption as not just impacting the individual families. I view drug consumption as affecting future generations that are yet to be born. So that is my calculus for why drug consumption is bad. When it comes to incarceration or legal punishment, I understand there's a whole host of systemic issues that we could address, and I'm very interested in addressing those systemic issues. But at the same time, because I don't even know what Samantha was incarcerated for, but I have to assume, just through the logic of fucking deterrence and legal prescription, that there are people who saw what Samantha went through and see what criminals go through and say, that's not for me. I'm going to abide by the social norms of society. I don't give a fuck. You haven't given me a utilitarian calculus that validates your.
You could be wrong, right? You could be wrong.
You could be wrong, motherfucker. This is the same argument. What are you talking about?
Wait, I can't be wrong about the fact that we spend.
Pisco. This is how logic works. You can't levy a criticism about my associations and concerns if I can levy the same criticism and it's just as valid for your fucking perspective.
How many times have I said that?
About?
How many times have I said I don't know what the effect will be on the overall drug rate? I haven't said that I know what the effect of the drug rate is. You are saying that it's just.
How do we know your prescription is good, buddy? Why the fuck should I listen to you?
So because I've pointed to immediate and known societal benefits and the alleviation of known and immediate societal costs, which I think
Okay.
are humongous. And whatever the effect on drug rates are, and I am sort of kind of familiar where in other countries there, but I don't want to apply to the United States because you'd have immediately problems with that, right? Because and obviously those are different models of what I'm promoting, and not every like no one's kind of done this, so I can't point to you to like other countries that are comparable to the United States and suggest to you that I know with any certainty what's going to happen to the overall drug rate. I would be a fool for trying to pretend that I know that. I just know that drugs are available now, and that and people are using them now, and I don't know that it's going to increase.
Okay, so this is what it boils down to, and we're just this is basically what I'm saying boiled down in what I'm concerned with, and I think a lot of conservatives are concerned with, is that you're saying, hey guys, the frying pan is hot, why don't we jump out, and then we jump right into the fucking fire. That's what I'm concerned about.
Well, without evidence, you said, right? It's your intuition that the rates of drugs will increase, and that's it.
Okay, Pisco, earlier, I don't know if you remember this, but you were literally arguing to me that there was no deterrent effect for laws, or that I needed to demonstrate.
I never said that.
Okay, then Pisco, you're being a fucking lawyer, and it's a fucking hemorrhoid in my asshole. It's so fucking.
You're not understanding. Like, do you think I argue that one of the main reasons we should punish? I started this conversation with saying deterrence is a theory of punishment, and I think that there are certain crimes. Didn't I say certain crimes probably deter more than others? And in the context of crimes in which the actual malicious conduct is.
What's your evidence, Pisco? Do you have evidence?
Dependence?
Do you have evidence?
Do I have evidence that? Do I have evidence that?
Do you have evidence that deterrence works differently for different?
Do I have evidence?
Can you link it in chat?
Do I have evidence that deterrence works differently for different crimes?
Yeah. Can you link it in chat?
I don't have evidence that deterrence works differently between DUIs.
So nothing you have said in the past 2 minutes.
What I'm saying is it could
alleviates my fucking concern that we're jumping out of the frying pan in the fire. And all you say is you got feels, and then I turn around and ask you for evidence from your perspective, and you say I don't have evidence.
But my rationale for legalizing drugs doesn't depend on the deterrent effect on on drug usage. I told you what it depends on, and me saying that just because I don't wish to comment or because I don't know what the societal implications will be on drug usage doesn't mean that I'm throwing out the baby with the bathwater and thereby abandoning deterrence as a theory for punishment.
Okay, then we fundamentally view crime and drug consumption as completely different, like moral and social. I am accepting of some level of fucking social ill. You are not. And we perceive these things completely fucking differently.
Aren't you utilitarian? I'm also utilitarian. How can we disagree with what we're doing? I mean, it sounds like
because I don't want to jump into the fucking fire, Pisco. I would rather stay in the frying pan.
Okay. Well, while we all take a moment to digest that, I will clarify since Connor doesn't know. I don't know if Pisco's been in town when I talked about this. The crimes I was incarcerated for are obviously illegal. Everybody knows, don't fucking do them or you're going to fuck up. I was incarcerated for accessory to armed robbery and attempted murder. Both of things are very much deterrent, as in like don't.
Wait, say that again. I'm sorry.
I was accessory to armed robbery and attempted murder.
Okay.
I had no idea. This was not me attempting to murder anybody or armed robbing place. However, I learned the hard way at a very young age that if you are woken up by your friend to take you to 7-Eleven at 2 a.m. and you say yes, and then he decides to rob the place and shoot at the cashier, and he gets in the car with the gun and says drive, and you're like, yeah, okay, don't do that. You're accessory at that point. Get out of the car, run, and never talk to that motherfucker again. The only reason I got as lucky as I did was because he's literally told the police and the lawyer, like, oh, no, he had no fucking idea. I just, like, give me a ride. And so, luckily, my friend at least had some goddamn integrity to say, like, no, I just use this dumbass for a fucking ride. I got a couple years. I got early release in exchange for joining the military. Thank you, 9/11. And that's how I got into the army. That was my I was going nowhere except for like prison, running around with. Mind you, I was in gangs. Okay, also a bad thing. But yeah, no. So that's how I got into prison, out of prison, and into the military.
If we may pause for just a moment, this conversation has been interesting, although it did not go remotely the way I expected. But hey, here we are. We are at the 2-hour mark. Now, they usually actually only shoot for 2-hour shows. If you guys want to keep going, the internet is getting better for some of us. I've noticed that me and Pisco are still having a little bit of issues, but actually Sam was coming in there for a quick minute. So I don't know where this conversation goes because I don't know how the hell we got here in the first.
We can move on from drugs.
I don't know. It's making me dislike both cops and lawyers more.
That's fair. That's fair.
Hey, we all agree.
I find it funny how like Pisco agrees with me on some things and like the ways of reforming certain aspects, and then Connor agrees with me on some things of like, no, don't let the government fucking make like, fuck big tech. We're gonna have like big Coke. It's gonna get
All
weird.
right, don't tax it. All right, then fine, don't tax it. Just make it legal to sell and make it untaxed and have it.
No, you can't make it legal to sell because then the cartels are just gonna be like, fuck Mexico. Let's just move to Texas
and
move
be legal.
to Indiana, like.
And like follow laws and.
But where's the money?
The
the problem is where's the money going? Are we gonna let like here? I'm gonna bring it back to like fuck it counterinsurgency in the US, right? No, like would we let ISIS do like bake sales in
God. Like you guys are fear mongers? Come on!
No, hell no!
I want in on this for a second.
If you want to go for
if
you want to go for 20 more minutes,
all right, yeah, I want to.
Tiberius, you go.
I want my opinion on this for a little bit because shit, like there's arguments across the board here that I do like. I definitely like. It's just like, hey, we don't want to encourage drug use, right? Some of it we can like look the other way on, well, whether it's marijuana or alcoholism or what have you, because we know they have problems, but people are going to do it, right? And we just kind of accept it as a norm. On the other side of this is that I definitely understand the rationale for decriminalization, legalization, the whole 9 yards, because decriminalization, at minimum, you're like, all right, cool, we're getting you for manufacturing, distribution, and for selling, but if you're actually a user, we can rehabilitate you instead of slurring you in the slammer for 10 to 15 years, giving you that big F and calling it a day. Because that literally, as we started with, and Connor made the point, was that once you do that, you're pretty much just called game over on that person. Yeah. And we want to discourage that. Getting into legalization is that one of the things that I, as an evil, dirty capitalist, do like about that conversation is that you can regulate it, you can market it, you can go, all right, cool.
Corporatism there. I mean, can you imagine, like, the great brands and trademarks and lawsuits between, like,
I
different...
hate you. I hate you.
Pisco, I have to ask you this as an aside.
Then you're going to have the kids in college being like, oh, you've got that Walmart Coke. I've got the Fenty Prada Coke. Like, come on. No. You're going to have like
products. You guys...
elitism in the Coke scene.
Fucking nightmare.
Pisco, I love you, but when did you turn into Basquiat?
I'm not Basquiat.
Oh, that's a hard diss. That's a hard diss. You're gonna sit there and take that.
I think Basquiat is a very cool person.
I didn't say that was a bad thing. I just like neo-lib shill is what I'm getting out of you right now. And
Basquiat thinks that Basquiat thinks that taxes are immoral. I'm over here saying that we should tax the crap out of this.
Okay.
And I think it would be moral to tax things, and we should have more regulation. And
I think there should be reasonable taxes, so we're not creating a newer, bigger black market.
All right. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know what the best answer is for this. Is my general aside for the end, because I don't think what we're doing now is working, and I think that Pisco's argument, like I don't think he worded it in the way that I would have, which was, hey, look, I do think that having laws as a deterrent is viable and that it does have some kind of measurable effect.
I never disclaimed deterrence. I just said the onus is on people. We know these drugs are that have a physical dependence, and I think the onus is on people who are saying that this is deterring the drug usage to produce that evidence. But I'm not disclaiming.
Okay, so why don't you produce some fucking evidence that?
What? Sorry.
I'm just going to. I'm going to hit this as an economist and be like, I'm going to make inference to say that some level of law and punishment is going to be a deterrent. That people are going to like. Well,
always.
I'm going to just assume that at least on a general level, always. is going to have some level. I'm not going to state what that level
but that's
is.
a cop out. That's a cop out because, like, oh wow, this law deterrent deterred one single person.
Yeah,
True,
exactly.
true.
Samantha just said my entire point better than I've said this entire time. Right?
The stupid bitch gets it right.
Okay, fair enough.
Right?
All right, so
I don't care if it deters one person. Like, is that enough to say that, all right, on net, if we can show that it deterred one person on net, like, that doesn't mean anything to me.
right, and that's fine. That's fine. I'm not trying to get down the rabbit hole on that because that's what half of this conversation was. Is that I'm going to assume that like laws have some level of or laws, or particularly the punishment, have some particular level of deterrence, right? But we can talk about how much that actually is. But that went nowhere. Well, the others,
Okay.
Yeah, the
We can
others.
move on to policing. I mean, and get to because to show you how we got here and why I don't think we totally derailed is we started with a sort of bird's eye view of the criminal justice system. We talked about what are the rationales for punishment. I thought I agree with Connor that we all want societies to be maximal social welfare, and that was all great. And then we were agreeing kind of on decriminalization. But as soon as we talked legalization, I heard some other moral arguments that weren't offered by Counterpoints at the start for why we criminalize things. And he seems to have a premium on the moral righteousness of criminality and having laws that just deter wrongful conduct. And that seems to loom large. And these arguments also about focusing on individualism and the effects on individual cases, but that didn't seem to square with utilitarianism. But I don't know if he has a way to square it. So that's why we got caught in this